Hallo ihr fantastischen Menschen da draußen. Wir sind wieder im Schokomel-Studio, liebe Leute. Diesmal allerdings nicht nur für 5 Minuten, sondern für einen etwas längeren Slot. Denn wir haben hier einen fantastischen Gast. Nicht nur Michael Reinke, der direkt neben uns sitzt. Hallo. Sondern wir haben auch Clark Yang zu Gast, Creative Director von Next Studios. Denn wir reden heute über Synced. Hello Clark, nice to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Great that you're here.
Yeah.
Clark, we are talking about Synced, the game.
Yeah.
Your booth is right around here, right around the
there.
corner.
Exactly.
So people can grab a look and play the game already. Is it the first GC or your second one?
No, that's my second time.
The second time
Yeah.
at Gamescom.
The first time was 2019.
Okay.
It was 4 years. Oh my God.
It's 4 years
Yeah,
ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah, the COVID-19 things make things everything very crazy. Yeah. And what do you say today about the GC? Is it a nice event for you as a developer?
Yeah. Exactly. I think especially comparing to the last time, 2019 was the first time actually we came here with this game. And it was only on the B2B area, so it's more for the media, friends and all that. But this time we open it up for the gamers as well.
Yeah.
And everyone can just come and try the game. Also, we have a big statue there, so we can take some, really crazy picture. I loved it.
It must be really exciting for you as some part of the development team to reveal the game, to show the game to the people out there. Is this exciting for you still?
Exactly, and also we learn a lot from the show because we started to engage with players, with the media. We can talk, like say, okay, what do we like, what we don't like, and how we can make it better. That was the driving force for us, and that literally made us moving forward for the past couple years, 4 years, and made it to a reality and finally ready to show to the world.
Yeah. Very exciting that you're here today. We will talk a little bit about Synced, and we have a little bit of footage for you guys out there to show you, and we can talk a little bit about Synced. Maybe for a start, for everyone who doesn't know what Synced is, do you have something like a main line? What is Synced about?
Yeah, Synced is a co-op shooter. In there, you play with different runners that we call as the hero, and every one of them have different skill set. But most importantly, is in this world, as we can see, the nanos is the enemy. What you can do is you can tame the nanos and make them transform into your companion. And what we can see here that if you when you don't use it, you can dock it on your arm. Okay. And once it's on your arm, you can do this kind of a nano leap to quickly travel from places to places. Also, can very quickly to evade from places to places. Okay. And during the gameplay, you'll be able to unleash your nano. And you'll see, as we can see here, your companion can help you to defeat your enemy.
Okay.
And also you can see that it's a co-op, really focused game, and you can play with 2 other friends together. So you can imagine the possibility because every player will be able to choose different runner with different nano, with different skill set and weapon. Together you can create some really explosive effect during the gameplay.
Very interesting. So can you tame every nano in the game?
Not every nano, but those kind of the bigger one, the more powerful one, you will be able to transform them into your companion.
Interesting, very interesting. And does the progression, so if you capture a nano, does it is it in your inventory until it's unleashed, or until the next game, or when do you have to unleash it?
Yeah, that's a good question because our game is actually a session-based. Every session you're going in, you're actually only going in alone with your runner. On the fly, you will be able to weaken the prime nano, the bigger one, and then you can transfer them. And then once you transfer them, they will stay on your arm and stay with you for the rest of the session. And next session, it's a whole loop repeat. Okay. And you can change the nano between the sessions. Okay. You can even power up them like in the random power-ups during the session. Okay. So that's where the a layer of roguelite gameplay in there. And what is interesting is that you don't know what you're going to get for every session. So it's very interesting to see what I can do now and what I could do in the next session. Yeah.
And we're sitting here right now. There's also a loot-based system for weapons, I see.
Exactly. We have the kind of loot, kind of supplies in the world that you can gather during your session. And but the highlight there is, as you can see, you actually building a play style during the round. because every time you go in there, you will be able to gather the randomized power-ups, right?
Okay.
And every time you have a different set, and those kind of a set together, you will create something really interesting and explosive, you know.
And what is the goal of one session? What is the goal? Does I have to do?
Yeah, so for every session, there's always an objective.
Okay.
And most of the objectives also involve in defeating the boss, which in the game we call them tyrants.
Okay.
And it's very powerful, and every tyrant have the different skill set and very dangerous. Playing alone is not recommended. You know,
okay, it's very difficult.
It's hard,
Okay,
right? You know, play with a teammate. You already have the ability to be revived, or you can help them as well. So in this way, it is always a high difficulty combat at the end of the session, which we're gonna test your skill and also test your build.
Okay, I see. And do you choose which kind of tyrant you want to engage, or is it kind of a random element in the game?
It's not really randomized, but I mean, all the tyrants are bound to different levels.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, if you play the second level, which is the boss A, for example, but in the later missions, you're gonna face different type of tyrant nanos.
Okay, interesting. And they are getting more difficult all the way, and more interesting, of course.
Exactly.
I see. It's really interesting footage, I have to say. Sorry?
There are also classes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The runners, yeah.
So you have the nanos and you have the classes, and you have to combine them all together.
Exactly, and I think that's the most interesting thing for us in terms of design, because what we want to provide is actually a playground for player to be creative, to experiment of what you can get. And for the runners, some of them, like this this lady on the screen, is actually the guy. Sorry, and this dude is actually a really good explosive expert.
Okay.
He created fire, created a lot of different explosions, and combining him with the suppressor, which is also a cannon nano, always launching cannon. You can imagine what the power, what the firepower could be. But on the other side, as we can see here, his teammate actually using Dr. Stone. He's a healer, and Dr. Stone is actually one of the most favorable runners in the game, and because we've been seeing that a lot of players choosing him because he has the ability to create a healing aura, which not only healing himself, also healing the teammates inside the aura. Right, it's a key character for the team play.
But he's someone who has to be protected from the others.
Exactly, and also for Dr. Stone, it's actually better to team up with a Guardian Nano. The Guardian Nano can create a dome that basically protect everyone inside. So with those functions combining together, you can imagine that, let's say your teammate is down. What you're gonna do is you unleash your Guardian, create a dome covering the downed player. You go inside, releasing the healing aura, and then everyone's safe, and you can reload and you regroup, and then go into the combat again.
This is especially interesting when you think about the possibilities you have.
You exactly.
have so much different nanos. You have, how many different runners do you have?
We have, on launch, we're going to have 6 runners.
Okay.
And every one of them, like we been saying, they have different skill set. They have different passive skill as well. So they already provided different, play styles possibilities. And we also have the 4 nanos. We have a Crusher, which is a melee-focused tank, very tanky guy. We have the Suppressor that focus on the long range. We have the Guardian, really focused on defensive and protective shield. We also have a Seer, and the Seer is very interesting because not only giving you the information on the field, also can highlight the weak point from the enemy. So it's easier to shoot at the weak point and do some real damage. So do the combination, then you will have a lot of options in the game.
And the game is also PvP. How is that functioning?
Exactly. We also have a PvP mode in the game, but we really want to keep the PvP fair play. So whatever the progression you have on the PvE, whatever however high your power already be, doesn't matter. In the PvP, everything's normalized. So it's really focused on the team tactic and how do you really defeat your opponents, like based on your tactical choice. And on top of that, what is also interesting thing for us is since we kept the PvP normalized and fair to play, you still gather some of the resources which gonna be helping you for your progression in PvE.
Nice.
Right? And it's not a king of the hill type of PvP.
Yeah.
You could still gather some resources even you didn't win the round. That's
Okay.
totally fine, right? Me, I'm not really a hardcore PvP player.
Okay.
My shooting skill just sucked. But I can still gather resources which going to help my
Yeah.
PvE progression.
That's very nice because I think many people are either way PvP or PvE,
Yeah.
but they're already testing some of the things out. They wanted to test something about
Yeah.
PvP out, and it's especially interesting if the two modes are somewhere connected in
Exactly.
terms of progression. Yeah.
Exactly.
And what if you're talking about progression? What is the main progression you have in the game? Do you have different weapons you are unlocking, or what does the progression system look like?
I want to highlight one point. I think this is also a very interesting design here. We have a layer of roguelite,
Yep.
right? So the roguelite meaning that every round you will be able to choose kind of a randomized power up during the run, which give you a taste first, right?
Okay.
And then after that, those runner mods that you gather in the round will be able to loot into your progression.
I see. Okay, so you're testing
Exactly.
the upgrade first, and then you
And
can
then
choose
you
if you're
decide
okay.
exactly, and then
that's interesting.
on the line you will be able to unlock those mods,
Yeah.
and then gradually you can power them up. So in the early game, you basically test the different functions. Oh, the split bullets, this kind of a dropping bombs when I reload.
Yeah.
All those kind of a very, very crazy thing, but you don't really have them in your loadout yet.
Yeah. Okay.
But don't worry. Before long, you will be able to gather them in the game and then pre-equip those same function before going into the next round.
Okay.
So you already know, oh yeah, I saw that already. So I know exactly what I expect. Then you do the combination before going into the game. That
Okay.
is the main drive for a progression.
Yeah.
On top of that, we also have the weapon progression, which can unlock some really powerful weapon. Say, for example, Supernova, literally like shooting out a black hole.
Okay,
you
interesting.
know,
Okay.
tracking all
Nice.
those enemy together, those type of thing. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. When you started designing Synced, especially, did you have something that inspired you?
Yes, I think everything have to come from the background story or
Yeah.
the world setting, and
Can you tell us a bit more about the story?
Exactly. When we started, we will always look at our current world and look at our technology where it goes. We already saw the BMI, basically some chip can embedded into our body. And we always look at our cell phone. Everyone on cell phone every day. I mean, everything is uploaded to the cloud, right? It will be one day that our cell phone is in our neck,
Yeah.
connected. Everyone's connected. We can easily share. That will be the future, and that will go wrong.
Okay, I see.
And this is basically the background setting of the game, because in the near future, with this kind of a technological collapse, and the nanotechnology, the nanet-driven technology started to, taking over the world, and a lot of people have died. And starting from there, we say, look, if that is the future, if that is the world we're having, what's in common between our hero and enemy nano?
Okay.
You know what? They all connected in the data. That's why we can tame them and transfer them into different form, right? So that is where the core idea came from. Say, look, if that is the key, how we can make it better and make sure that different classes of companion nano can work in the world, in a harmony way,
Okay.
and it also, have a unique sense and feeling to the story. And later on, player will be able to start piecing things together, and they can really, puzzling up what's happened in this world and what happened to those people. And since it will be a live game, we're gonna update the game season by season, right? So what we're gonna do there is as well, like episodes. Every season we're gonna drop some story, moving forward the storyline, and go deeper into those character development.
Okay.
And then season after season, what we wanted to see is not only the player, even us, we started to dig deeper into the mystery of this world and provide more interesting content for the gamers.
Okay, and how's the story told? Is it about cutscenes and NPCs, or is it more like you found some information on the field?
We do have some cinematics, but that's not the main drive for the story. It's more on those kind of foundable pieces that audio logs and text things that you can piece things together.
Yeah. Okay.
We are seeing here a fight against a tyrant.
Yeah.
I have to say, can you tell us more about this tyrant especially?
This is actually the first tyrant that you're gonna encounter, and the difficulty is actually on the lower end, but it still is very interesting in terms of the skill set. It's like the inspiration of this tyrant is actually come from American football players, like recklessly just charging at you and have a high speed and do a lot of damage.
Okay.
And it's very fun, and also that this tyrant can summon some of the pillars that from the ground, and then causing some very tight space during the arena. I think in terms of the design, we wanted to show different phases during the fight with the tyrant. The stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 feels different, and that's basically the fundamental way of how we design those tyrants. And in the later tyrant boss fight, it's the same kind of deal, and you always change the pace, change the scene, change how you approach them. It's pretty challenging.
When we're talking about difficulty, some people in the chat already mentioned that you already said that it's better played in a team of 3 people, maximum team size. How difficult is it if you play solo? Really? And do you get punished if you die?
You don't really get punished when you die. Honestly, when I'm testing my game, I play solo most of the time.
Okay.
And there's a reason for that, because there's a lot of things going on every day.
Yeah,
so I have a limited time to play test my own game.
Yeah.
I always play solo. I don't need other people to stay with me. Play solo feels different. Play solo, yes, you have less chance of survival, but you're gonna test your skill to the max.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
In a sense, it's kind of a say soul-like type of thing. Like especially facing the tyrant, it's hard. Like if you miss one chance, you're down. When you're down, no one gonna pick you up. That's sorry.
Okay.
So you offer a different scenery in the gameplay, and so I think that if you're comfortable with your skill set, try it. It's a totally different game.
And let's say we have a team of 3 people. We are playing all the time. We are following the latest season. Are there especially hard modes for us to play over and over again?
Exactly. We have an end game which really challenge the player, the seasoned player, and tier after tier. And at the end, we also have an endless challenge.
Okay.
That just to see how far can you go. And what is interesting there is especially toward the end game, you will be able to gather a lot of really high tier runner mods.
Okay.
Not only the function itself, but also with additional attributes you can attach to it. That is where you started to making your own combination of builds. And we did a playtest like half a year ago. Interesting enough, like there's a gamer that this guy found something we don't even know. This guy start forming some, say, for example, John Wick build. Okay. This guy only use pistol. Oh, I never use pistol by itself. I mean, this guy only use pistol. Create something that we don't even see. We don't even thought about. That I think is the beauty, because provide a playground for the player to be creative and experiment by themselves. The system is robust enough that can support that type of thing. And I'm hoping to see more builds can be created by players. It's scary for us at the design, but still, it's a good thing. It's a good problem to have.
And is the game for you some kind of a melting pot for different genres? Did you try to match up some very different genres in one game? Seems to me.
I think the core is still a third-person shooter, and on the third-person shooter landscape, we always ask ourselves, like, okay, what is the innovation gameplay we can bring? We saw a lot of this type of game already. Some games have a cover system, some games have others. But for us, the most unique part is this kind of a combining nano gameplay, and which surprisingly enough, at the end, is lowered the requirement for your shooting skill.
Yeah, sure.
Right. A lot of players they cannot really shoot well, but no worries. You have a nano with you, and the nano gonna help you out. And this already opened up a lot of possibilities for us. Yeah.
I see. And what we can tell already is that the game will be free to play.
Yeah.
Of course. And do you have anything to say about release dates or something like that?
Yes, we actually have a Into the Infinite showcase tonight at 7 p.m. CET,
Okay.
Central European time. We're gonna announce the release date there.
Great.
But rest
Oh,
assured,
exciting.
It's coming very soon.
Yeah.
It's ready.
I mean, as the creative director for the game, I have to say, for me, it would be very exciting to reveal the launch date, but also very terrifying sometimes.
It is terrifying. It is
because
very
people
terrifying.
are going to go to you and say, "Hey, where's my game? Where's my game?"
Yeah.
When it comes out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could stand the pressure of so many people out there wanting to play the game, but they can play it at the booth.
Exactly. The game is already fully playable and it's ready. It's ready. We're just waiting to be launched. Yeah.
Is it already in gold status? So you are finished with the development of the core game?
Yeah,
Or do you have
we-
something to do?
We already finished the first season content.
Okay.
So when we launched the build is already ready, and actually the team started to produce the next season content already.
Oh, okay.
For several weeks already, because we need to be proactive.
Yeah, of
We need to
course,
Start,
sure.
doing the product because making game is hard
Yeah.
and take a long time. So, but I mean, for us, we have to commit to that.
Yeah.
We need to commit that every season we have to deliver a lot of new content.
Yeah, sure.
New
Yeah.
gameplay. What is the new system there, and what the fun and the appeal? What the new boss, for example.
Yeah.
And those we already in the production.
I mean, but you have the options to have new runners. You have the
Yeah.
option to have new nanos, which will already provide new combinations of things, which could be very interesting.
Exactly,
And so the people always have to do something to test new things,
Yeah.
and if the new season comes out.
Exactly, and I think that for us, the seasonal structure gave us a lot of, place where we can really put our new ideas in there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would say the idea might not be perfect. Sometimes
Yeah, of
the
course.
execution of the idea might not be perfect, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We gave it the new thing to the player, tell us what you like and what you don't, and then we can adjust to it.
Mm-hmm.
And even between seasons, what we wanted to do is every month there will be a special mode.
Okay.
And so every month, come back and just try it.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes the mode can be crazily fun, and sometimes it's nonsense even. But it's always good to try it out.
Okay, I think.
Yeah.
Do you have any estimation how long it takes for one person to get to max level or to see the end game content?
Oh, that's more easily 150 hours.
Oh,
Yeah,
so much.
easily.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
very. What was your gameplay? How much did you play?
Oh
Estimate?
man. 10,000 hours already,
Oh,
more than
that's-
that.
yeah,
I mean, it's based on the loot. It's based
Yeah, of
on
course.
crafting
Yeah.
your own build and try
Yeah.
out different things. And that type of behavior,
Yeah.
that takes time, right?
And I mean, you're developing the game since 2019.
yeah.
And that's a lot of time you had to play the game.
There's a lot of
of
infrastructure have to be in there and then make it good.
Great.
Do you have time to try out other games on the Gamescom, or is this all work?
Today is the first day, so I haven't really tried out everything,
Yeah.
but I already planned that time for the coming days. Yes, I will try out. There's a lot of really good games there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Of course.
can't wait to try them out.
So tonight, the big announcement stream, where the big announcement event, where the release date will be published.
Yeah.
Will you sit there and look at the chats of the live streams, or what would you do while this is happening?
It's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
terrifying.
I can.
Yeah, especially when the game is about to release, you always
Yeah.
have a feeling of,
Yeah.
you are excited because
Yeah.
you're working on that for a long time. It's hard. At the same time, they're like, okay, it's an ugly baby, but it's gonna grow.
That's the most important
but you
part.
have very much feedback from the Early Access stage, so you know the players like the game mostly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've been testing the game for quite some time with different group of people all over the world, and we actually learn a lot from those tests. And what's interesting for us is we're always improving. Like
Yeah.
this test is better than last one. Then the next one is better than this one. It's always that case. So I'm not worried about the game itself. I think the game is super fun, and even like ourselves, some of our members, they're not designers, they're
Yeah.
artists, for example. And they are really drawn to the game. They've been playing this game like for a long time. So I think that's a good sign.
Let's stay at the testing stage for a bit. Did you have any moment in the testing stages where you thought, "Oh man, what the hell did happen there?" Anything that was very surprising to you?
Of course, there are always the good ones and the bad ones,
of
right?
course, yeah, sure.
And especially for the bad ones, I think it's very interesting for us. Is sometimes when we testing ourselves, there's certain area of the game that you just you're already used to it. You don't really pay attention. You just go.
Yeah.
But those small places could become problems.
Yeah, of course.
And every time we do tests, gamers give us a lot of really good feedback, and then we fix them very quickly, very easily to fix them. That is the bad feedback. Let's say there are also good feedback. Say hey, I just found this. Say, oh, cool, that actually help us to refine the design in the future. And even for this sync mechanic with your companion Nano, we've been through like more than 6 iterations.
Okay.
Every time there's something that we fix, something doesn't work, and we're moving on for a new system, and then we found something else, and then we always iterating, and then we have the version we have today.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in the future, this system is going to still be evolving into a bigger direction, and the more functions and the possibilities could be there, and can't wait to see by myself.
I mean, the direct communication between the players, the fans, and the developers is a very important tool, I have to imagine, for people like you who are developing the game, who are improving the game features from the feedback you are getting from the people, and especially through things like live streams or like chat rooms, like message boards, and so on. Can imagine that it's very interesting to look what's around and what maybe you have to fix or you have to improve.
Exactly. We always learn every day.
Will there be a public early access stage, or do you release the game right away?
We're going to release the game right away.
Okay.
And I think the game is ready with a lot of content being there. And since we already done so many rounds of testing, we pretty much know where the balance is and what the game is really about. So give it to the player, like, okay, it's ready for this first season.
Yeah, okay.
Let's enjoy it. I think that's the best option for us to go.
Okay, I see. I will just look at our chat if there's any more questions there, because wenn ihr da draußen Fragen habt, dann stellt sie gerne in den Chat. You can just post them in our chat and we will ask Clark your last questions you have. And but there's already much love for you. They are already saying you're a very cool guy, so
thank you.
I just have to tell you that from our chat.
Dankeschön. That's it, right?
Yes, and you're releasing for different platforms. We already this is already clear. And will there be crossplay between platforms?
That is actually a feature we've been working on.
Okay.
And technically speaking, is already working in-house.
Yes.
However, we still need to check with different platforms.
Yeah. Of course.
Like everyone agrees. So this is something that we can release, and we're gonna make the PC version available on the launch date. I almost said it. I almost said it. So we're gonna do the PC first, and then later on the console is coming around as well. Also, Steam Deck. Steam Deck is
very
also something that is already been working. Yeah. And actually, some of our teammates were playing that yesterday. I was like, okay, that's cool. So a lot of platform to looking forward to.
Great. And maybe one last question from our chat: did you use your own engine, or do we have what kind of graphic engine do you have?
It's a UE4. UE4. However, we modified it like heavily to the bone.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, but still, at the end, it's the UE4. It's a really good engine.
Yeah, UE4 is a very good engine. Many people are using that. So I just have to say thank you very much, Clark, for being here. Very interesting interview we have. You can, ihr draußen, ich kann jetzt auch kurz auf Deutsch reden, ihr da draußen könnt Synct euch angucken, einmal hier drüben quasi ebenfalls bei uns gegenüber in der Messehalle auf der Booth, und natürlich heute Abend könnt ihr euch den Livestream angucken, und dann werdet ihr auch wissen, wann Synct denn tatsächlich rauskommt, weil ihr selbst da draußen spielen könnt auf der Plattform eurer Wahl. Thank you very much, Clark. Do you have some last words for our fans out there?
Yeah, so we're a new team, and it's a new game. It's always difficult to make a new IP nowadays, but we're still brave enough or stupid enough to do it. I think at the end of the day, even that at the beginning it might not be perfect, it's totally okay. Tell us what you think. Tell us what works, what not. Because I think for us, what's important is to improve it. to make more content in the future and to make this IP grow. I think that engaging with the player directly on Discord and whatever channel, that is our driving force. So try it out on the launch day. It's coming very soon. So
we are looking forward to that especially. Thank you very much, Clark.
Thank you.
Danke vielmals, Micha. Und ich glaube, wir sind jetzt schon wieder bereit, gleich wieder abzugeben nach drüben und zu neuem fantastischen Gamescom-Content zu geben. Also vielen, vielen Dank, dass ihr mit am Start wart. Vielen Dank, dass ihr auch Fragen im Chat gestellt habt. Und dann sehen wir uns hoffentlich bald wieder. Macht's gut.